After a storm, a cruise ship is attacked by pirates, and its passenger, very wealthy people, are stranded on an island where their money is no longer of any use. This is like the short pitch for the Triangle of Sadness, another of the Oscar-nominated movies that I'm working my way through. This one was for Best Picture. Best Picture, the mind boggles, but hopefully you'll understand as I relay my experience with the Triangle of Sadness. Also, the Triangle of Sadness is the area in between one's eyebrows. One of the main character, a male model, um, is told to raise his Triangle of Sadness at relatively early in the movie. So now you know, and it has nothing to do with anything. So returning to that pitch, uh, rich people stranded island, it's not too bad. It has potential. It's great even. Uh, Fish out of water, with rich people getting what's coming to them. Um, well, that's what. The reason is because that pitch is not the whole movie, and there's about 2.5 hours of movie to go around. Um, so consider my triangle of sadness raised. First, we have to spend like 1 hour, otherwise known as the better part of a better movie, to deal with what is, let's say, two thirds, half, two fifths of our main characters. Takes up 1 hour of the 2.5 movie. It becomes a bit of a ensemble movie near the end. That's why I'm having trouble pinpointing the number. And an ensemble movie here is to say that there's a lot of character. There's a lot of minor characters. I've told at one point that the brain or the audience, whatever you want, can only keep track of 7 characters uh, throughout a whole experience. And I feel like, yeah, a triangle of sadness is going near the verging on that boundary. Hey, actually, remember those Pixar rules for storytelling? I mentioned them sometimes. I'm specifically thinking about the like skip detours and combine characters. This could actually be an interesting exercise. Like rewrite Triangle of Sadness so it has fewer but more relevant main characters. I don't think that's bad. I'm too busy animating when I'm not complaining about movies on my YouTube channel. However, so you have to do it. Let me know how it goes, will you? So my main point is we spent 1 hour on 2 characters, a man and a woman, both models. She's way more successful than he is. This making him more aware of when he has to pay for a dinner, and it turns out into a whole situation at a restaurant. It drags, it's cringy, and it does not provide me with a whole lot of insight other than these two are having some friction in their relationship. That is to say, like strictly, technically speaking, that's not a bad thing, but it becomes a bad thing when it doesn't lead to anything. So from relationship to cruise ship, oh well, nice. That tension is still there as we are introduced to the other passengers, the very wealthy passengers. There's a lot of time being used to emphasize and illustrate that the male model is being a jerkface. He has a crew member fired for working shirtless. To his defense, it's kind of like because he's having these tension with his girlfriend, and the girlfriend points out, oh, there's one of the crew members, an older man, but he's shirtless. He's not too shabby looking, and then he complains to the manager, being real caring about it, saying, "Oh, there's a crew member that's shirtless around guest when we're lying at the pool on the deck, and then the manager has the crew member fired. So he doesn't demand that he's fired, at least not as I can remember. So he's been an accidental jerk face, let's say. Now, where was I? Got stuck in my note. Yeah, we also spend time on the other rich passengers. One of them there's a wife to a rich salesman who sells shits. That kind of like his whole stick. She's so far gone from the working class that she tries to have the waitress go into the swim pool, and it escalates and becomes everyone should just take time off, go to the pool, relax. I don't have any problems. No, no, no. Like, we get it, movie. Rich people are assholes. This is nothing new, especially in the last few years' political climate. Like, eat the rich tactics. It's been on everyone's. It's been a much debate topic since, let's say, COVID, where the difference became quite clear. And let me say my real problem with Triangle of Sadness is that other movies did it better. I feel like I keep referencing, but man, The Menu was just great. You should watch that, by the way. And it kind of deals with the same issues, the same point, the same rich peoples are unethical sort of thing. Tank just deals with that better. I should mention that one thing, this one scene that the Triangle of Sadness is known for. I think if you ever, you might not even know that it was that movie, but you might have seen the clips in memes and others. But it's a dinner scene that takes place during a storm. So the passengers are not feeling well. They're seasick quite a bit actually. So they're not feeling well to begin with going into the dinner, but then the food turned out to be like gross jello or some weird, I don't know, bottom feeder fish. It movie actually does a pretty good job as showing these as gross, yucky food. To empathize, the captain even has like a cheeseburger because he's not into that shit. So maybe if you're, I don't know, sensitive to these things, and well, the seasick, the food is gross. So it ends with a lot of very visual, very dramatic, and very over the top seasick passengers. I'm kind of like dancing around the subject here, but to be blunt, and take care if this gets too much for you, but we're talking projectile vomiting. And at some point, apparently, the storm also makes the plumbing on the ship break or reverse or something, because it's a literal shit show, is what I can say. And like with most other scenes in the Triangle of Sadness, no, Triangle of Bloat, it's so drawn out. It takes forever. Like whatever point it's trying to make, we get it. It doesn't need. You can do it in like 4 minutes. But apparently everything in Triangle of Bloat needs to take 17 minutes. And it's nothing new. It's nothing special. It doesn't really add anything interesting to just see them be sick. And as a Monty Python fan and other Monty Python fan will have already experienced a better version of this many years ago with Mr. Creosote in The Meaning of Life. There's also a lot of time spent on what might be Woody Harrelson fans. We don't talk about this character. A drunk and irresponsible captain. I mentioned him before, like he had the burger at the dinner. but I actually don't really feel like continuing with going through the movie because I didn't like it, and bottom line, I can't recommend it. And I actually wanted to get to this part where I recently had a experience or a life lesson learned, you could say, where I'm like, to be mindful, no, open-minded is the word I'm looking for, and talk movies with your friends and family. My mother watched this movie as well, not with me, independent of each other, um, and she thought it was very good, or at the very least, she thought it was funny. Um, I suspect a lot of it might be because she was thrilled watching the Danish actress Vicky Berlin having a somewhat big breakthrough internationally. Um, but if you ask my mother, she might recommend you Triangle of Sadness. But this is my video on my YouTube channel, and I say no, no. My time could have spent better watching something else, and I suspect yours could have been as well. So if you're not dying of curiosity to see what this Oscar-nominated Best Picture is all about, yeah, maybe just read a summary on Wikipedia. I did that with Old, and I felt like that was the best decision. So not a fan of Triangle of Sadness, can't recommend it, but thank you for stopping by today.